Now, if history is a lesson, don't be surprised if the stock market faces some rough waters in September. After all, it has been the worst performing month of the year for the S&P 500 since 1950. The good news, the silver lining, is that the next 3 months, they might actually fare much better than that. Stocks have gone up in the fourth quarter almost 80% of the time, the best of any quarter. So, with these two almost contradictory stats here, how much stock do you place in history when it comes to managing a retirement portfolio?
I think there's a famous quote that says history doesn't often repeat itself, but it sure does rhyme, and I'd say that's extremely true when it comes to the stock market. When you look at the month of September, I would say you know what, enjoy the month of September. Get outside, enjoy our beautiful metro parks. Turn off the financial news, kind of like what we talked about in our earlier segments of the show. Focus on the long term. So whether it's September or whether it's the end of the year, I'd say yes, I would agree. Volatility can happen. When we look at the markets and we look at the economy, think about a couple different things. The markets are going to go through cycles. What we know is that here at the middle towards the end of 2024, the markets are either close to or at all-time record highs. The basics of investing: buy low, sell high. Make sure you know what you own. If you're not prepared moving forward, schedule a time to come out to our economic summit. It's in October at the Hilton Garden Inn. You can register online at arhq.com. Understand what we talked about earlier with investor psychology. The fear and greed and watching too much news is going to create you to be in a situation where you get into that herd mentality. And being the last one at the party or following the herd has time and time again, history has shown that that's a disastrous move. Number three, market bubbles. There always tends to be market bubbles. We saw it in the dot-com bubble burst. We saw it in the real estate burst. You oftentimes don't maybe necessarily realize that they're bubbles until after it happens. Follow the legend of investing. We're going to talk about the legends of investing, but Dr. Robert Shiller, a professor from Yale, and his Nobel Prize-winning strategy of the Cape Shiller Index, talks about the market bubble that we could be in right now. Just know where we're at within those. And look at the historical patterns and charts. One of the great things is Chaz and I are going to be sharing the stage during our investment presentation and the panel. We're going to be talking about the retirement guys formula, the investment methodology and philosophy, and some of the strategies that we utilize, specifically the Iron Retirement series. We use historical patterns and charts to make decisions about where we want to be invested. You had talked about earlier, avoid advisors who use their gut, right? Mm-hmm. We don't use our gut. What we do is we look at clear patterns within the market to make decisions whether we want to lean in or lean out of the market. So if you're an investor and you're saying, you know what, I'm really happy with 2 years of great results that we've seen in the market, but you don't know what your current investment plan or your investment advisor would do if and when the market had a major sell-off, the Economic Summit is one of the best things to do to come out to that event. And since it's not for a couple of weeks, if you want to jump to the front of the line, I would say schedule a time to come into the office. What we would do for you is we would provide you a retirement team action plan. So again, if you have more than $250,000 and you're worried about the market repeating itself, and or you're thinking with the elections and this time it could be different, get your retirement team action plan. We'd be happy to put that together for you. We'll even include complimentary tickets to come out to the Economic Summit. So there's no reason why you need to delay in coming out to that because, history doesn't always repeat itself, but it sure does rhyme.
Yeah, it's kind of like that friend that tells the same joke at every party. It's like, the punchline out of it. He's already said it 10 times, but you still laugh because it's predictable. I'm just kind of thinking about the stock market, just being in business. It kind of is like a rerun. The market's going to go up and then it's going to go down and then it's just kind of like clockwork. So the best advice that I would say is, if it feels like you're kind of in this, this up and down, just remember that, this too will end. The market will be, back on top in another 10 days or so. And then, won't even matter probably when you look at it long term. 20 years from now, I can't remember the worst 10 days that I ever had in the market. It's not a big deal if you keep that long-term focus on what is really important to you.
You just have to remember and understand that there are different parts of your money that are going to be needed in different parts of your retirement. So having that comprehensive plan that addresses all of this is part of that retirement team action plan, as Nolan pointed out there, available complimentary to you if you've saved $250,000 or more towards your retirement, they'd be happy to make that available to you. And then if you want to attend that upcoming economic summit, that's easy to do as well. Just go to arhq.com for more information, set up a time to speak with them, or you can give a call, 419-794-3030. Again, if you've got the time, they'd love to take the time and sit down and speak with you, 419-794-3030. Want to thank you for taking the time today to join us here on America's Retirement Headquarters. It is, after all, the home of the Retirement Guys formula and America's Medicare Associates. Hope you have a great week ahead of you. Hope you stay safe. Gentlemen, always a pleasure to be with you. Appreciate you taking the time. And as we wrap up here, I want to leave you with the final word.
Yeah, just remember we have that upcoming event for hooves. So again, we have the 5-day retreats. We've got the 2-day retreats coming up. A great opportunity to help our veterans. So if you're a veteran looking to improve communications, manage your stress in our immersive hands-on workshop, go to hooves.us. You can register online, get all the event details. It's always complimentary, free for our veterans, hooves.us. And in the meantime, when you think retirement, think America's Retirement Headquarters. It's home of the Retirement Guys formula and America's Medicare Associates.